Hey everyone, welcome to Ghostbusters Week on Geektoid. Now, if you grew up in the late 80s to early 90s, you grew up with some of the best goddamn cartoons this planet has ever seen. Ninja Turtles, Thundercats, G.I. Joe, Voltron, Mask, Care Bears. He-Man. I'm here to talk about the cartoon of the hour, Ghostbusters. Yeah! No, not that Ghostbusters. The Real Ghostbusters. The Real Ghostbusters cartoon debuted in 1986 and was based off of the characters from one of the greatest goddamn comedies of all time. Because of the massive popularity of the film and its staying power with young children, the cartoon went into development to further the adventures of our favorite paranormal investigators. Now, upon its debut, it went on to become a massive hit and one of the biggest cartoons of the 80s, lasting 5 seasons, 160 episodes, and 13 spin-off episodes titled Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters. It generated one of the biggest and best-selling toy lines of the 1980s, with some of the originals mint in box now priced at a couple $100. The Ecto one alone can generate about $300. I need this in my life. The series revolved around Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, Winston Zeddemore, and Egon Spengler. And for whatever reason, because of toys, Slimer was living with them because of toys, getting himself into all sorts of hijinks. Now every week we were introduced to a new big baddie of a ghost, and it was up to our lovable team to swoop in, switch on their proton packs, and bust some ghost ass. Now, a lot of times, these ghosts would be bumbling idiots, talk all the time, and they're really, really ugly. What's interesting to me is that these ghosts acted more like monsters than spirits. And in fact, that actually generated a toy line too, featuring classic monsters with the Ghostbuster label on them. Now, as a kid, I was way too involved in the busting of ghosts, the proton packs, to really give a damn about what the ghosts looked like, because as long as they were being busted, it was a-okay with me. However, as an adult, I'm starting to think, what the hell kind of human looks like this? What kind of ex-human beings were these? Let's take the first episode for example. Now, I would love to think that at some point these guys were mobsters. I mean, look at them. These were not people, let alone the ghosts of people. No, these are fucking demons. The Ghostbusters, for the better part of the 5-year run, were battling goddamn demons. This thing? A demon. This thing? It's a fucking demon. Remember in the first Ghostbusters movie when Winston and Ray are traveling down the Brooklyn Bridge or whatever in the Ecto one, and Winston turns to Ray and he's like, well, maybe the reason that we've been busy so lately is because the dead have been rising from the grave. Well, the cartoon was a literal continuation of that line of thought. Hell was actually freezing over, but we were all too preoccupied with Peter Venkman's jokes and Slimer getting into whatever damn thing he's getting into to really realize the shit that was surrounding these characters. As the episodes went on, it became less about the Ghostbusters and more about this bumbling little shit. Now, the Slimer character was initially brought in to sell toys. But as the series grew and as the toys sold, the demand for Slimer got so big that eventually there was a spin-off series called Slimer and the Real Ghostbusters. It was pretty much about Slimer eating or just getting into shit he couldn't get out of. And maybe it was just me, but I was a little annoyed. Scratch that, I was a lot annoyed. Maybe it was because I wanted to see some goddamn ghost busting instead of...
Slimer, I'm in the middle of tuba practice.
Oh, sorry,
Slimer became pretty much the Urkel of the show. Remember when Urkel got so goddamn big that it ceased to become Family Matters and it just became the Urkel Show? That's what happened with the Real Ghostbusters. It became the Slimer Show. When I turned on the TV, I didn't know if I was gonna get a Ghostbuster story or a story of Slimer doing something stupid. You know how scarring that is to a freaking 7-year-old? I want to see the Ecto-1. I want to see some proton packs. I don't want to see this fat piece of shit stuffing his face every 5 seconds. I want to see Egon talking science. I want to see Venkman making jokes.
A hero's work is never done.
Wait a second. I recognize that voice.
Someone's gonna swing for this.
The Real Ghostbusters had a great voice cast, but what I can only assume was a massive joke by somebody somewhere down the road. Veteran comedian and voice actor Lorenzo Music was not only the voice of Peter Venkman, but he was also the voice of Garfield the cat.
Cute? He scared the socks off of everyone who saw him. We're supposed to inspire confidence, Ray, not coronaries. I had a coupon for 8 cents off on dishwashing detergent.
And I'm thinking that somebody involved in that awful Garfield movie remembered these cartoons and was like, you know what Garfield reminds me of? Peter Venkman. Somebody get me Bill Murray! So yeah, Garfield and Peter Venkman were voiced by the same person, both in animation and in live action. Even with Slimer taking over the series towards the end, The Real Ghostbusters was a cartoon that defined my childhood. It made me laugh and revel in something that I was genuinely into. I always wanted to be a Ghostbuster, and with the cartoon, I was able to put on my proton pack every Saturday morning and do just that. And be sure to check back every day for more geeky ass content. This has been Geektoid. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel, and until next time, live long and geek on.
Yeah, I learned about the show from Urkel, and there was just like, this is the Urkel show. Shut up, other people.
Urkel.
I didn't get attached to them at all.
Urkel.